This is Cindy Trussell, and welcome to our fourth day of the eTech Learning Fair. And our session I guess it's noontime, so this lunchtime is going to be presented by three of our library peers, J.McKay, Lorelei Sterling, and Christy Ericson. And so Jennifer and Christy and Lorelei, you'll just grab the mic, so you'll click on that talk button in the upper left when you're ready to start talking, and the session is already recording.
Hi, thank you, Cindy. This is Christy. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, great. This is my first time doing this, so I'm a little bit nervous, so bear with me. Again, my name is Christy Ericson, and I'm the Electronic Resources Librarian here. And today we're going to be talking to you about streaming video. In particular, we're going to be talking about a video collection called VAST, and we're also going to be talking about how to use these videos in your Blackboard class, as well as talking about some copyright do's and don'ts of using video online. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold, so if I cough, pardon me. So I'm just going to introduce myself again, talk about a little bit about what I do, and then I'll let my colleagues, whoops, what did I do? Sorry, okay. And then I'll let my colleagues introduce themselves too. So as the Electronic Resources Librarian here, once the library decides to buy an electronic resource, I'm actually the person who's responsible for setting it up and making it available for students and staff and faculty to use. I also monitor the usage of the product, and I do any troubleshooting for any problems that people might have. So we need to make sure that it works for people on campus as well as people off campus, and it involves a lot of dealing with vendors, dealing with browser issues, that sort of stuff. So, and now I'm going to pass it to Jennifer and let her introduce herself.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? My name is Jennifer McKay. I am the Education Liaison Librarian for the Consortium Library, and I help students as well as faculty access and use streaming video content in online classes, as well as I use it myself as an online teacher. I teach a one-credit course called LS 101, and today I will be talking about the technical aspects of using VAST in an online environment. Hi, my name is Lorelei Sterling. I'm the new Distance Education Librarian here at the Consortium Library. I also am the Reserves Manager, and so my background is I've been working with print and electronic reserve for the last few years, and I've taken many workshops on copyright, including one with Kevin Smith, the head of ScholarWorks at Duke University. I'm not a lawyer, but I can help you determine whether or not something is fair use and whether or not you can post it and use it in the classroom.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer and Lorelei. So as you can see, we all work very closely together here at the library to make sure everything works right from the back end to the front end, working with students and faculty. Excuse me. So why are we talking about streaming video? It's become quite a big thing lately, especially in terms of consumer trends. 2002 was the first year that consumers paid more for online videos than for physical videos. And according to a survey that was also done in 2012, over half of Americans indicate that they've watched digitally streamed TV programming, and it's becoming the dominant means of viewership among 18 to 35-year-olds. And this has just gone up since 2012. Also, in terms of distance education courses, as you all know, I'm sure the number of courses being offered online or in a hybrid setting is increasing. The number of e-learning credit hours is up 66% from academic year 2008. So one of the reasons people like to use these streaming videos is they help improve the learning process of the students so that they can see a concept in action. They can visualize the process or see how something works, or it may be information that you're trying to convey that's too difficult to describe in text. And so, as you know, physical videos are not really an option for online courses. So there's been an increasing demand for streaming videos from both students and faculty. So just to give a little background on what streaming video is, I'm sure you've all used it and you probably already know what it is, but just to keep this in a little bit of context. So streaming video, it's the term applied to the compression and buffering techniques used to transmit and view video in real time through the internet. So, video files can be quite large and can take a long time to download. So with streaming video, it downloads the file in smaller size, what's called buffer packets. And once an appropriate number of these packets is reached, the media player displays the packets in one seamless stream. And then once the video has been viewed, the physical file does not remain on the computer's hard drive. So some of the drawbacks of streaming video are that you need adequate bandwidth to watch these. You also need a reliable internet connection, and sometimes our students in some of our remote areas do have trouble viewing videos, streaming videos. There's also competing technologies such as browsers or content management systems like Blackboard. Sometimes they don't play well with each other in the resource, and sometimes we need to find workarounds. And sometimes we have a lack of training and technical support. So those are just some of the issues involved with using streaming videos. In terms of streaming video at the library, what we do here is we purchase access to the videos for current students, staff, and faculty to use. And that licensing includes permission for anyone to use in a classroom setting for educational purposes, both online or in person. So this saves the time of the instructor. You don't have to worry about getting permission. We've already done that for you. I do sometimes get questions from faculty wondering if they can use this in their class. And all the resources that the library purchases can be used. And one of the reasons that this is allowed is that we do have secure login measures where only authorized users can use these resources. And that's why we have to log in sometimes, especially if you're off campus, you're prompted to log in. If you're on campus, then you're recognized by your IP. So now I just want to talk about some of the collections that the library has, in addition to VAST. So I'm going to take us to the library website, and hope this works. Hold on one sec. Nice, please. Oops, that didn't work. The Firefox icon down here? Okay, thank you. So at the library website, we've created a how-to guide, which you can see down here. This is consortiumlibrary.org, if you're not familiar. You can get there. There's also a link from the UAA site. And so if you go down under research help, we have a number of guides here. And if you go to how-to guides, and then it's in alphabetical order, so you just want to scroll down to where it says streaming video. And here we've put together some information about some of the streaming video collections that we have. As I said, the major one that we have is called VAST. It's called Academic Video Online, and it's from a company called Alexander Street Press. And it has over 20,000 streaming videos in a variety of disciplines. And over 400 videos are added per month, so it's a growing collection. Many of the videos are in the social sciences, but it also covers science, health, environmental studies, and engineering, so it's really all across the board. We also do have some other video collections called Counseling and Therapy in Video, which covers social work, psychotherapy, psychology, and psychiatric counseling, and they show real-life clinical situations. We also have occupational safety videos, which are used for the workplace environment training, which cover a variety of topics. And then we also have some other databases that also include streaming video content, even though that's not their main purpose. And they really do run a wide range. We have Mango Languages, which is language learning. It has full-length feature films in selected languages. We have a video journal called Jove, which is a journal of visualized experiments, which is actually a peer-reviewed scientific journal that actually shows scientific experiments. It reproduces them in a video format. And then we also have some geared towards the K-12 population called Brain Pop, which are short animated films. And then we also have one called Brain Pop Spanish that a lot of educators use. And they also have teaching and curriculum help. And then we have National Geographic Virtual Library also has videos. And you'll see in some of our other databases that more and more of them are starting to add more video content. Those are some of the major ones that we have. So now I want to show you how to get to VAST. So I'm going to go back to the main library webpage. Okay, and so I'm going to click right here on Databases. And then from here, I'm going to click on V for VAST. And then you'll see right here, VAST Academic Video Online. So I'm going to click on that. And just so you know, if you are off campus, you will be prompted to log in to access this. So I'm just going to give a brief overview of the main features of VAST, and then I'm going to hand it over to Jennifer, and she's going to actually take you into a video and show you how to use it and all the specific features. Okay. So if you hover over here, you can see all the different disciplines that VAST offers. There's quite a few. Like I said, there's over 20,000 videos. So you can also browse by title, by discipline. You can browse by the person. So, for example, if you wanted to see everything in here about Franklin Delano Roosevelt, you could do that. You can also browse by publisher or a producer. If there's a particular film company or producer that you're interested in, such as BBC or, can't think of any others at the top of my head, but you can see, I'll go ahead and click on it. There are, I believe, about 400 to 500 different producers who create these videos. So it's really all over the board. We have societies, there's commercial, there's TV, there's Universal Studios. Okay, so, and then the other thing that I think is really interesting is the content types. And there are a variety of different content types. You can see all the content in here. So the majority of them are going to be documentaries. But you can also see there are newsreels, there are interviews, there are instruction materials, there's lectures and presentations. So there's really just a wide variety of stuff in here. Also, you have the ability to create playlists or clips, and you have the ability to share those and to see what others have created. So if you click here, you can make a playlist private, or you can share it. Okay, a little slow. So here you can see all the playlists that people have created, and you can search by topic as well. Let's see. And so on the main page here, they have new films, and they have some that are featured. The one last thing I wanted to show you was also the advanced search. Which you can do a more selective search. But the thing that I like here is you can go down to language of addition. And if you click on show language of addition, you can actually look for language material. So for example, if I'm looking for anything in German, I can just unselect these all and just select German. Okay, so what? Sorry. Okay, so that's mainly what I want to show you now, and then I'm actually going to hand it over to Jennifer. So I click on that stop button, right, to stop? Okay. Thank you.
All right. Hi, everyone. This is Jennifer again. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. Okay. So, Ann, and you had a really good question that you brought up. Do UAS faculty have access to VAST? And that is a question that we can get back to you on. It would be something that you would have to actually go to. I don't know if it's in the SLED database options. My colleagues are saying no. So it would be something that you would have to search through your databases and to see if it is an option. So you'd have to, we can also look into that for you as well and get back to you.
So I'm going to talk a little bit more about how you can actually use the videos in VAST in your content or learning management system. So I'm going to share my desktop with you. Can everyone see VAST academic video online? Okay, so Christy was talking about all the different content that's available. I'm going to talk briefly about how to find content and then how you can use it, like I said, in your learning management system. Up here on the top, there is a search box where you can enter in specific keywords or a specific keyword or words, or additionally, you can click on the advanced search option here. From here, you can search by a particular feature of the video, such as the person discussed, and they actually have terms that are already included. And I don't know if that's going to come up if you guys can see that. Okay, so these are specific people that are mentioned in the videos featured. You can also search for a specific place that is discussed in the video as well, in this box. And then additionally, you can, like Christy was talking about, you can search by a specific discipline or even by a specific publisher over here. And there are select terms that you can use to see more of those publisher options. Okay, so those are some of the advanced search options that you can use when you're searching for videos. Let's say that you were not sure about which specific video you were looking for your class, to use in your class, but you wanted to browse available videos in a particular field. Down here on the bottom is a field of interest option or box, and in parentheses it tells you the number of videos that are included on that particular field of interest. So I'm going to go to the field of education. And when you click here, there's a number of things that are available for you to do. You can search within this particular collection on a specific topic. You can also limit over here on the left by disciplinary. So let's say you wanted to look at a specific teaching method related to the field of education, as you would include records, just including that teaching method option. Or let's say special education videos. That's how you would use those as well. You can also exclude a certain number of videos as well by clicking on those boxes. Okay. Additionally, because education does go over into a number of other disciplines, it overlaps. You could click on the actual health science discipline and see, and those results are filtered for you. So this is still education focused, but also health sciences. Okay, so I'm going to go back here to my main search screen. You can further limit your results over here on the left by content type. And I'll click on the More button. Let's say that you were more interested in biographies or documentaries. You could include those as options and exclude all the other options as well. Let's say that you wanted to look at a particular educator or educational expert. This is also the same field that was in the advanced search option as well, a particular person that you're looking for. Okay, and then additionally they have grade level options. Let's say that you wanted to focus on preschool typed content, content geared more towards preschool or more post-secondary options, then this is where you would limit there as well. And from here you can also limit by person discussed, publisher, date published, and language. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about those limiters before I continue? Okay, So what I'm going to show you now, I'm going to use the search box to find a video related to music and early learning. So I'm searching within the results for a video, and there were 212 results for my search, but I'm interested in this first one. And when you do mouse over the title, it gives you additional information, such as a description of what the video is about. And it also lets you see when the video was published, as if it's part of a series, or the person that's actually discussed in the video. So from here, what you can do is click on the title, and this should bring the video screen up. Can everyone see the video screen? And whenever you open up a video or click on a title of a video, it immediately starts playing. So just keep that in mind. And there are a number of different features related to using this video. At the bottom here, you can jump, reverse back to the last 30 seconds. So let's say that you're playing here, and it jumps back 30 seconds within the time frame of the video. Additionally, you can use the play button here. I think that's having trouble playing currently, but you have the forward button, you also have the back button, and then you have the volume that you can adjust as well. Okay. For viewing, you can use this icon to make the screen larger. So it's a full screen viewing without the information over here on the right, and I'll talk more about that in just a second. Additionally, you can change the orientation of the material presented by clicking on the Change Layout icon, so that the screen is at the top, the player is at the top, and the transcript and all the other information about the video is at the bottom. Okay. And a really neat feature is a visual table of contents, and I don't know if it's going to load because it seems to be having some trouble. There it is. Okay. So, and what this allows you to do is load or jump to a particular frame in the video. So let's say that you're interested in this piece of the video. And does everyone see on the right here what happened? This is a transcript of the actual video. So what it's doing is it's not only bringing you to the place, but it also has a transcript of everything that has happened or the people are saying in the video. So it brings you to that place as well in the transcript. And okay. Additionally, the bookmark icon. Now, to use these features, you need to create an account, and I currently have an account made. And what the account allows you to do is to search for videos, content, create clips that can be shared within your class that you can reference and go back later. You can share these, with your students in your class. You can make the list or the playlist, I should say, public or private. And so the bookmark icon, I'm going to demonstrate that now. It allows you to bookmark a particular section or a particular area of the video. And what happens when you click on bookmark, this option will show up where it says clips. So I have two bookmarks here of specific areas in the video that I want to save to use. From here, there are different things that you can do with it. You can click on this icon here that edits the clip, and what that allows you to do to take the, you can move these two options here to get the beginning or the end of the clip. So green is the beginning and the red is the end. And then from there you can save that into your file, if that makes sense. Okay, so this will always be available for you to reference later if you do make an account. Okay. So the transcript has some amazing features too. Like I said, you can use the visual table of contents to click to specific locations in the video. Additionally, you could scroll down through the transcript and select a spot that you wanted to go to in the video. And I'm so sorry it's not loading properly. Maybe it is on your screen, but what normally happens is it goes to that place in the video where that particular person is talking, Lynn Brown. Okay. Additionally, in the search box on the top, I'm going to search for Howard Gardner because he is someone that's talked about. And it brings you to the place in the video where he is talked about as well. Okay? So the next piece I'm going to do is this, and this is probably the most important applicable piece to what it is that you're going to be doing as instructors. But let's say that you wanted to embed or use this link in your actual Blackboard course. This option here on the bottom called Embed Link, when you click on this box, you're given two options. The first option allows you a permalink code that you can copy and paste the link directly into a learning management system like Blackboard or a website. Now when students click on the link, it will ask for them to authenticate themselves as UAA or APU students by logging in using their username or password, and then they will be directed to the VAST video site location. Okay? So that's the permalink. The second piece here is the embedded link code. And what that allows you to do, once you copy and paste the code directly into your learning management system, you are embedding the Flash player so that they can view the video within the actual Blackboard course, if that makes sense. So does everyone understand that difference there? Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate how to copy and paste the actual Flash player because it's a pretty unique way how to do it, so I think it's beneficial. Additionally, it's pretty easy to copy and paste this link into your Blackboard shell. But let me show you, there's a unique way to do this. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to copy this embed code. I don't know what that means. So I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to open my Blackboard course. Does everyone see my Blackboard course? Okay. I want to add this to my Unit 1. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go to the Build Content option and click on Create Item. Now from here, it requires you to enter a name. So I'm going to enter in Unit 1. This is a video that I'm going to show from my Unit 1. And then in this text box, this is where you can place the HTML code. But the first thing that you need to do is click on the HTML icon to actually embed the code into the text box. So from here, the cursor is at the top. You're going to right-click or do Control-V and paste that code, unique code, for the player, and then click Update. Now you won't see the video right away, and I'm going to show you what you can do. So the next piece you're going to do is go to the top here and click Submit. If you scroll down, I'm not seeing it here. I thought that I did. Oh, here it is. So does everyone see at the bottom here how it says this connection is untrusted? This is a message that you will receive if your security settings do not allow you, are set up so that they don't allow this particular content to be shown. What you can do to change that is when you click on this to the left of the URL in the does everyone see the lock that I'm pointing to here? You're going to click there, and then you should be able to enable permissions, which I'm not seeing it here. What's that? I know, I don't see it. I'm wondering if I need to go here to do it. Technical details. Okay. Sorry, everyone. As you can tell, of course, this always works in practice. So what it's saying is, you know, it's not allowing us to post this particular video. There's different ways that you can get past this. It's going to take me a few times to get through this. Let me see here. And I'm just trying to see what I need to enable because I'm not seeing the code. All right, well, this is kind of proving the point that maybe we should use the URL. So if you're unable to access the actual video, what I would recommend you doing is contact us. We can, you know, look at some of our tutorials for Alexander Street Press or VAST, and we can try and help you as best as we can. Additionally, I would always still recommend using the URL code.
Jennifer, you might try clicking Get Me Out of Here. Can you hear me?
And
no, I guess you can't.
Let's see here. What else did I want to show you? Yes. Okay, go ahead. I'll hand the mic over to you. If anyone has a question, go ahead and either chat. If you click on Get Me Out of Here, it may give you the option of continuing. I could hear you. Okay. So, yes, Christy's saying that normally there's a security shield that comes up, but this is not the case, and I had to switch computers because I was having audio problems, so maybe that's what's going on, but I apologize for the inconvenience, and yeah, so you just have to be patient in these situations, and luckily there's a second option to post the permalink, so that's always nice too to use in your Blackboard shelf for students to access and link to. Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about, let me just make sure that I covered everything I wanted to cover. Let me go back here to our video, and I'm going to close this. So that embed video link, you can also copy and paste that right directly in there as well. You know, and this may be something where it might work better in Chrome. Versus right now I'm in Firefox. So let's see here. Okay, so that's all I wanted to cover. I've covered everything. And does anyone have any questions before I pass it on to Lorelei? She's going to be covering things to consider when thinking about using content responsibly within your LMS for instruction. So if anyone doesn't have any questions, then I will pass it over to her.
Hi there. So I'm going to be talking about what to do when you're not using consortium library purchased videos that make it so easy to add them to your Blackboard courses. So there are some common misconceptions about the difference between face-to-face and distance education in terms of use of materials. One big thing to know is that fair use is technologically neutral. So if something is fair use face-to-face in the classroom, it's fair use to use in a distance education setting. So if there's a resource you've been using in the classroom, you can post it in Blackboard. In addition, there is no subsequent semester rule. That has been debunked just recently. So, and if you're not familiar with that, people thought that if you used an item online one semester, you couldn't use it in the subsequent semesters. That's not the case. So feel free to use things multiple semesters in a row because the best resource is the best resource. So in my experience, professors fall somewhere along the spectrum of two extremes. Either they believe they can post anything they want in Blackboard because it is behind an authenticated login, or they're so concerned about copyright law that they undershare, and they actually do a disservice to their students in not giving them access to information. So there are many things you need to consider before posting something online, including copyright, fair use, and the TEACH Act. So let's go to the University of Alaska's copyright use statement. Now, all of the links that we've taken you to today are included in the Blackboard the PowerPoint presentation that we've attached to this. So don't worry about trying to follow along with URLs or scribble them down really quickly. They're all going to be in the PowerPoint. But let's go to the University of Alaska copyright use statement. So basically, the University of Alaska has said that we need to abide by federal copyright law as students, staff, and faculty, which of course we do. However, we can use the exemptions that have been outlined in the fair use provisions of the Copyright Act or the TEACH Act. The University of Alaska has come up with some really great resources, and what I'm going to be doing today is basically showing you where these resources are and how to use them a little bit, but these are there, and I just want to make you aware of these resources that are available. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to click on information on fair use down here, and we'll talk a little bit about fair use. So there are 4 factors to consider in fair use. The purpose and character of the use, including whether or not it's commercial or nonprofit educational. Now, of course, everything we're doing is a nonprofit educational purpose. But it also involves transforming the work as well. So for instance, taking a piece of work and having a discussion about it, that's actually a transformative use. So the second factor is the nature of the copyrighted work. What this boils down to is whether or not it's been published or is an unpublished work. Well, 99% of the time they're using published materials. So that factor is usually going to weigh towards fair use as well. So it's the third and fourth factors that often cause the most headaches for educators. The third one is the amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the whole. Okay, that's a lot of words. What that means is, how much are you using, and is it the heart of the matter? So a lot of people think there's a hard and fast rule that you can use 10% or one chapter of an item. That's simply not the case. There is no hard and fast rule. It's all very subjective. And so you need to think about what amount is appropriate for your own pedagogical needs. So there is no hard and fast rule. And then the final factor is the effect of the use upon the potential market. So are you taking away a sale from the copyright holder? So those 4 factors are something that you need to think about before putting something up into Blackboard. Down below you'll see there's a Copyright Management Center Fair Use Checklist. This is a really good way of just kind of going through the 4 factors. And I'm not going to go through it right now because that's not very exciting. But what I am going to do is show you a video of a clip that was used in an educational setting, and I'd like to know if you think it is fair use. So, and again, these links will be in the PowerPoint. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, and I'm going to paste the link in. Oh, shoot. Let me see if I can do this. Can I do this? No. Let me see. Okay, so I'm copying the video URL, and I am pasting. There we go. So if it doesn't work for you to watch along with me, please go ahead and hit that link, and you should be able to watch it. So I'm going to push play now. It's about a minute long. Okay, so can you hear me now? Okay, so you'll see at the end of that video, there was a discussion portion, and I'm going back to it right now. Oops, if I could pause it. There we go. So you can see that this clip was posted into a website, and then a prompt was put up for discussion of the video. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is an example of fair use? So if you guys want to talk, that's fine. If you want to type, that's okay too. And I can just discuss the different issues that are present. So whatever you guys feel comfortable with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and discuss it. So of the 4 factors, one of the most important ones is the third factor. How much of it did you use? So that's the entire clip. That is the entirety of the item. So that is a factor against fair use because you've used the entire thing. Oh, yeah. The other, but it has been transformed. This clip is a different clip. It is no longer being used to sell washing machines. It is being used to lead a discussion about feminism, or about, well, I'm not even really sure what it was about. But but because it has been transformed, that first factor, and it is being used in a nonprofit educational setting, a very strong argument can be used that this is a fair use of this clip. So this website, this clip I got from a website from the Center for Media and Social Impact, and they actually have created a best practices in fair use in online video discussion. And this website from the American University is a wealth of really good information, and it really leads to having a great discussion about fair use. All right, so that's fair use, and that's where you can find out more. So let's go back to the University of Alaska copyright, the information that they've created. So down here you'll see the second piece of information is on the TEACH Act. So I'm going to click there. And so what is the TEACH Act, do you ask? It is the Technology, Education, and Copyright Harmonization Act. Very exciting. So this is a piece of legislation that basically says it doesn't undercut fair use. It expands and exists alongside the principles of fair use. So it's a way of letting educators know that what they're doing in the classroom can be translated into the distance education setting, and it's okay. There are some, and you won't need any other special permissions or licensing. So the University of Alaska has come up with a really, really good worksheet that explains all the things you need to think about. Again, I'm not going to go through this worksheet, but I want to let you know it's there. And so it's really good and really helpful. They also offer a lot of really good information on what to do next if you're still not sure. So there's some contact information there. All right, so there's that. All right, so the library also offers a really good copyright page. Jody, who's the head of collection development, has developed this, and it's a lot of really good information. And you'll see under learning about copyright, there's training videos, there's recommended books, and there's recommended sources. And then also blogs and RSS feeds and international copyright. In addition, there's on our homepage, there's a link to Academic Honesty, and this takes you to a really, really fun tutorial, and it's really good for students to go through as to how to use citations and how to use sources in the classroom. So I want to mention just a couple other things, and then I'll wrap this up. But one of the most important things to know is linking is almost always safe. So if you have a choice to make between whether or not you embed something in your Blackboard course or you link to it, the choice is safer to link because you are just posting the information as opposed to posting the video itself. And a lot of people have a lot of concerns about YouTube videos and linking to YouTube videos. However, YouTube is really, really vigilant with their takedown notices. So if it's on YouTube, most often it is safe. Now, obviously, if it's the latest blockbuster and it's up the week after it has been out in theaters and you're seeing it on YouTube, perhaps that is not a good case to use a link to that. but other items are usually pretty safe to do. Let's see, there was something else. So another way to really avoid the worries of copyright infringement in Blackboard, we offer reserved services here in the library for students. And I know you're thinking, well, I'm teaching to distance education students. A lot of your distance education students are located right here in Anchorage. They're taking online courses for a variety of reasons. It fits in their schedule better, or whatever, what have you. And so if you were to put an entire work on reserve at the library, that's a service you can provide to your students. And we offer both, DVD, CD, and book reserve offerings. The other thing is you want to, so in terms of documents, if you're using something from the library database, use a permalink to that document. And that way if we own it, it's pretty darn safe for you to post it. All right, so that's really all I have for you today. Are there any questions about copyright? And yes, I know there are lots and lots of questions about copyright, but if you have anything specific, I'm here to help. Our contact information is in the slide, and so please feel free to contact me with any questions you have about whether or not something is okay to post. I can't make that decision for you, but I can weigh in on factors and help provide context. So I want to thank Christy and Jennifer for doing this presentation with me, and I want to thank you for attending. And then I want to ask you to complete the evaluation. The link is being posted in right now. All right. Thank you very much. I'm not able to stop it, of course. There we go. Great. And so here are there are additional, you'll see the different links that we have. Yeah. How would I do that? So Jennifer's asking me to file transfer the PowerPoint, and I am not familiar with that in Blackboard. We'll make sure to get this attached. And then Anne, if you could send us your contact information, because I don't know how to answer your question without you letting us know who you are. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Anne. All right, so I think that wraps it up. Anyone have any other questions?
Can you hear me?
Oh, save whiteboard from the file menu.
And we can hear you.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Catherine.
I had a question about the use of YouTube videos. And I always assumed that if they're out on YouTube with public attached to them, that it was really fair game.
I'm not seeing how to do that. Shoot. It's just letting me save whiteboard, so I'm not sure.
So saving the whiteboards is actually saving the files?
No.
It does. It just turns it into either PDFs or PNGs. And if you want to share your PDF, you have to do it from your desktop. And so, but if you want, Jennifer or Lorelei, you can send it to me and Katie, and we will make sure it's available with because other people have asked for them. And Anne, they're asking that you repeat your YouTube question.
Sure. I had always assumed that because, if there is a YouTube video out there and public is associated with it, so they posted it on YouTube and they said it was public, that was basically fair game, and that's really all I had to be careful of, that it was a public video that had been posted by someone. Am I hearing that's not true, or that I should be concerned?
It's not necessarily true. What you see oftentimes is the latest NCIS episode on YouTube for a very brief amount of time, but that is not an example of fair use, and you should not. It is my understanding that you should not embed that video into a Blackboard course, because that would be an infringement on the copyright holder's rights. So just because it's on the internet doesn't mean that it's fair game. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does kind of. But if it's been out there for quite a while, do you really have to be concerned? I mean, something like an NCIS is kind of obvious, but in general, it's not quite that straightforward. You see a video, it's been out there for a long time. You just assume that if it's been public, that it's okay to use. I used an example of a little clip of a movie. It was a small clip of a movie, It's a Wonderful Life, and I'm an economist, and so I love that little clip where the bank is, they have a run on the bank, and he does a real good job of explaining what goes on in a run in a bank. And I've always used that in my classes. Do I need to be concerned that it's been out there forever? So I do, I use it.
Well, and that's a situation where part of the TEACH Act does say that you need to get that clip from a legal source. So getting it from YouTube is not necessarily getting it from a legal source. Now, if you were to get it from a video from your library and digitize it, or use a DVD copy of it, that clip would be, it is my understanding, would fall within the fair use factors. So part of it is where you get the source from, where you get the material. And the problem with this all is that nothing really can be considered fair use until a court of law determines that it is fair use. So everything else is just about good intentions and your understanding of fair use. That's why I always preface everything with, it is my understanding. I am not a lawyer. And so it is tricky. And also, all of this is also an idea of, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Risk management. So you are mitigating risk. So that's why it's better to post a link as opposed to embedding. It's better to post it in Blackboard as opposed to on a public blog. It's safer to all these different things to protect yourself. And I do think that there is a difference between embedding versus linking to that clip. So embedding, you're actually taking that video and posting it, in Blackboard, whereas linking to it, you're kind of shoving the risk onto the YouTube poster, the person who posted on YouTube, as opposed to taking that video and putting it in your Blackboard shell. Now, again, this is just my understanding. I'm not a lawyer. I just can't say that enough times.
So Laura, I actually have a question then.
Good. Well, I hope that answers that. And again, I'm very open to trying to work through these fair use questions and the TEACH Act. And the worksheets that the University of Alaska has come up with are really very helpful. And they're very easy to understand. Not a lot of legalese, not a lot of terminology that's confusing. So I would definitely recommend you look at those two worksheets that are on the University of Alaska website.
Great.
Is there anything else I can at least try to muddy the waters about?
So Lorelei, can you hear me? This is Cindy.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so whether I embed or I link, if it gets taken down by the content provider, it goes away. So I'm kind of, I guess I don't see the difference really, because both are technically links. But we don't. If I embed something, if I download it and upload it to Blackboard, that's different from embedding in Blackboard. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. I mean, you are absolutely right. When you're embedding a link, it is the same as linking to it, and that is the danger in linking, is that if the link goes away, you lose the content and your students lose access to the content. And I apologize, I shouldn't have conflated the two ideas of uploading and embedding. And you're absolutely right.
All right, thanks. And thank you everybody for attending, and please remember to fill out that survey form so that you can earn your digital badges. And thank you to Lorelei and Jennifer and Christy for a fantastic session. I learned a ton, and now we'll be looking through VAST a bit more. All right, so thanks everybody.
Thank you very much everyone for attending. Have a good day.
Thanks.
All right, so I am going to ask that each of you go ahead and X out of this session, otherwise the recording will get quite long. And we're going to be downloading the recordings and posting them. So go ahead and X out. There you go.